Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Lau with Kenshin Crafts. Let's talk planners and notebooks. So I wanted to share my plans for 2025 in terms of what I'm going to use for planners, what journals I'll be using and for what purposes, and the fact that I am no longer going to be using Hobonichi stuff. But before I do dive into the planners that I have decided to use this for 2025, I wanted to share why I'm not going to be using Hobonichi planners anymore. Personally, I myself am not really a planner person. I don't go into like really deep details when I plan stuff out. I'm kind of more carefree and free-spirited way of planning things. My way of planning, I first started with a B5, super big, and you can see the difference here is a B6. It's a lot bigger than the B6. So I started with a B5 and I would bullet journal and I would be able to create my own kind of spreads. I made them really colorful, and they, it was aesthetically pleasing to me. It was a way for me to really utilize a planner however I see fit. And so here's my habit trackers as well, some characters. And so I liked that way where it was a blank canvas for me to create anything that I needed for that month. It was really fun to do, but it was a lot of work. And every single month, it was just so much to have to plan everything towards the end of a month for the next month. So I then went to Hobonichi, and Hobonichi was then way too structured. It had so many lines, and it was really hard for me to read, because I was used to all these lovely blank space that was not so in your eyes. It was easier on my eyes to be able to see lots of nice blank white space. But for the Hobonichi, there was just so many grids and darker lines, lighter lines, and the lighter lines I can't see anything. It was, let's just say that for me, Hobonichi was an eyesore. And then on top of that, the Hobonichi cousin structures itself in month, weeks, and then daily. All right, so this is how the months looked like. It was tons and tons of little squares, lots of grays and reds. This is not the worst part of the Hobonichi, I will say that, but I didn't really use it. And then the weeks section, I just doodled everywhere and played with my pens because I did not like the structure of the weeks, how it went vertically. It was not my style. I cannot write anything if it has to go vertically, and then I'd have to write really small too, and I don't typically write very small. And then we come to the daily sections where I would just journal, and there's really no planning. And again, I write pretty big, so there's not much I could have organized in any way that I would have liked because I was so used to it being bigger and having more nice empty space for me to choose where I want to do things. The Hobonichi, every single page, it just seemed to have, especially the weeks, those lines are just not comfortable for me. So yes, I am a messy person I was very messy with my Hobonichi. Not a planner piece for me. I more utilized it to just play with my pens and inks, which is fine, but at the price that I'm paying for and its use of a planner, I was not using it, so I don't think it was worth it for me to use it or to continue buying and using it. And so I wanted something in between where I would bullet journal, have lots of lovely blank space for me to work with, but have some structure where I don't have to constantly take a whole day to create the next month's spreads. So with that, I came to this, which is the Hours Journal or Hours Planner. This is a planner that's created every year by Hours Studio, and they are located in Taiwan. So I did buy directly from them, and these are $17. That's it. Hobonichi's $55 to $60, and other planners you can spend up to like $80, $100 just on a planner. And then I don't even use it. So it's a lot of wasted money, and it just turns out to be paper that I randomly, write with. And if I just want a paper to do that, I will just buy journals to do that with, and they would be a lot more cost effective on my part. With that, I have decided that in 2025 or 2025, I will be using the Hours planner, and I will flip the camera around so you guys can see how that planner looks like. And I will also discuss other journals and notebooks that I will be using that are not for planning, because I do like to journal and also decorate. And so I have decided to dedicate journals for that instead of Hobonichi for journaling. Yes, let's turn it around and check out what I have for 2025. So I have a few stuff here. I am going to first talk about the journal that I have been using that you guys have seen. This is the Galen leather cover. I will be changing this cover up for a new Hobonichi cover. Now, I'm not using any other Hobonichi planners, but I bought a lovely Hobonichi Mother Ness's bike from Anderson Pens. I wanted to support Anderson Pens with the tragic news that happened recently, that they shared recently, and decided to get that A5 journal cover to replace this green one. Now this green one has always been nice. It's really lovely, but I think it'd be nice to have a little bit of a change in scenery. So this is my ink journal that I use to do ink swatches. Currently inks with you guys because it is old Tomoe River paper. This is the Everyday Journal from Galen leather, and I like that it gets crinkly when after I do my ink stuff in here, and it just feels really good to look through everything that I've done ink-wise. I'm not the most organized in terms of doing ink stuff, but the point of a journal is just to use it up. And so it feels good to know that I used it to explore inks in here. And it's got all my current inks and reviews in here. It's good, and it has so many pages. I think it's got 400 pages. So it's got 200 pages, so 2 on each side, making that 400. So yeah, it covers all the things that I did before I filmed for you guys. Like I made stuff and I didn't like it, and then my final drafts. And so it's my ink exploration journal, and I will continue to use it because I have so much left, and I don't feel bad about having so much left because it's going to take a while, and that's just perfectly fine. And then I also use it to just do some decorative artistic exploration of inks. So this is kind of one of the spread I used one of my Leonardo pens in with this gorgeous Bungo Box Nostalgia ink. I think it looks really, really pretty. The ink, and of course the page. and then here's a mess up of me trying to do it. So it's not, your journals are not going to be perfect, and that's okay. The point is using it up and being content with the fact that you are making use of all the paper. Right? So I love this book for what it is and for what I've done to it, and I will continue to use up the rest of this. But I will change this cover, so I will love it even more to use it for a new year. Then next up is my Spy X Family notebook. I mean, this is just a cover from Hobonichi. Again, like I said, the only thing I bought from Hobonichi were covers this year. I was not part of the Hobonichi fandom that hype. Every single year there's a huge hype on Hobonichi, but this was the only thing that I really, really wanted from Hobonichi. It's a gorgeous sagey, minty, just a lovely green cover. I know it probably looks a little blue with my lighting, but it's very green in person. And it's got this lovely gold lettering here with an amazing picture of the Forger family. All right, and the dog in the back. I just have a Usari notebook in here. So it's got Usari paper that I bought from the San Francisco Pen Show. These are kind of large squares. I plan to just use this for like journaling, whatever comes to my mind. If I just need to write something that has nothing to do with my day, if I want to just jot down random things, like this is going to be my brain dump journal. Because sometimes you just need an empty journal to write stuff, and it doesn't even need to be dedicated for specific journaling. This is just an all-around journaling notebook for me. And you know, this cover is really fun to look at, so if I ever just need to write something down, it'll be in this one. Then next up, I bought this lovely, cute journal from SumLilThings. So this design was by SumLilThings, and it came in this beautiful, beautiful little box. So this is like a collector's box for this journal. And it is a B6 size, which is a little bit smaller than an A5, but bigger than an A6. So if we take a look at the size of this journal, this is an A5, the one I was just talking about, and this is a B6. So the B6 is smaller, but it's not terribly smaller. Like a A6 is probably like this big. It's really, really small. So I cannot do A6, and I cannot do the weeks. So this is a perfect little book size. I know some people prefer smaller books, some people prefer bigger ones, but this is a B6, and I think it's so darn cute. It's very small, and even the grid in here are pretty small. So I want to dedicate this to a memory keep because it's just so cute. Oh my gosh. And the cover is made of this lovely, like, not real, I don't think it's real leather, but it smells really good. And the scroll work, the golden scroll work on here is just super pretty. So I think this is way too cute to not dedicate it to something special. And so I am going to be using this as a memory keeping. I will decorate it with ephemera, pictures that I take along my journey in life for 2025 and maybe 26. Who knows how much I will fill this up. But I think it's just so cute that any time I want to flip through this, it's a special thing. So yeah, this is my notebook for that specific purpose. The paper is really, really thin. This paper is Tomoe River paper Sanzen. I believe it's the new Sanzen paper. So it will show ink properties pretty well in here and handle inks pretty well. So yeah, that's what this will be used for. And then lastly, the last two planners that I will be using for 2025 are the Hours Journal. It's called the Gift this year. So for 2025, Hours Studio is a studio from Taiwan, and they create this lovely planner every year, and it's a different theme every year. What it comes with is this lovely plastic cover for the planner. It's really soft and smooth, or it's smooth, and it feels really nice. It's not like the Hobonichi cover-on-cover plastic ones where they feel a little sticky as you are touching it. It is smooth, but it has some friction. Not as much as the Hobonichi plastic covers, but it's so nice. And then they have all their custom art on here, custom writing, and they also come with these lovely note cards or postcards. And so you can use these postcards and customize the cover like this. So I believe I would have to take it off, but there are little slots inside the front cover that you can just slip it in, and this is how the cover will then look like instead. Or you can use the smaller one. There are smaller ones too, and then you can slide the small one right here, and you have a little bit of a custom cover. Or if you don't like any of that, you can put a new A5 picture right in here, and it'll cover that up. So it's really, really customizable to what you want. And that's what really attracted me to this planner. All right, so let's take a look inside the planner. The planner will show you the year at a glance, which is all 12 months. And then you go to the monthly planner. Now, the first 12 pages are your months, so January, and it's got lots of empty space here for personal decorating. If you are someone who likes to decorate, there's a lot of, it's just empty white space that you can fill it up any way you want. But to me, I love this minimalistic, just simple looking calendar. And I can decorate any way I want, or I can keep it blank like this. And to me, it feels so much cleaner and better. So there you have it. These are the months section. And then after the months, you get to the weekly planner. There is no daily planning in this hours journal. I did not like the daily planning for the Hobonichi cousin. I just felt like it was just so much. And if I were to skip a day, it just didn't feel good. Then I have a blank space and now I got to fill it up with something. But for this one, you only have weekly planners. So basically, your day is restricted to this 1/4 of the page, which is just fine. That's all I need. It starts with Monday and it ends on Sunday, and then it's got one rectangle left up here just to show you the month at a glance again and what week you're at. Because I have two, I plan to use one for work, life, personal appointments like medical, dental, hangouts, or pen shows, right? Like just put them all in here. And then the weeks looks like it's got these little gridded lines on the second half of the rectangle or the section, and the upper part is completely blank. So you can use the upper part to decorate if you are a decorator, or you can use it to write down times, appointments, and then down here in the dotted lines, you can do a quick little blurb of how that day was. And I like that because then I don't have to write a whole essay or a whole diary in my planner. So I want my planner to just be for planning and just jotting down some little notes here, even over here at the beginning of the week. I think I will like to jot down what went well in the week, or jot down what is super important that week that I need to do. So like it's pretty versatile having this extra space over here. It's really nice and really simple. Lots of empty space to decorate, or lots of empty space to utilize however you want without feeling like you need to put a lot onto the page. All right, so there are 52 weeks in the year. So there will be 52 pages dedicated to the week planning. And then towards the end, you have a free notes section. So there's a lot of like extra bits over here that some of them I don't really care for or don't need to, but that's okay because the main reason I got this is for the weekly planning. And but in the back you get this recipe section, which for my other one, so I have two, recipe section will be good because I'm going to use my second hours journal for a health fitness tracker. And so having a recipe section here is nice. So if I want to analog a new recipe in here, I can just take out my health and exercise or health and fitness journal and go to one of these sections and plan a meal. It also has a card holder section here. So like if you get little cards from friends or letters or pen pal gifts, you can put them over here and write down who it's from, what the occasion was. It's nice to have this backspace here to do whatever you want with it, or you could just write random things over here and just use it like blank pieces of paper. Yeah, so if you don't care for like this kind of stuff, I do feel like it is a little excessive and unnecessary. If they could have just kept this mostly like, maybe not even this grid here, if it could just be blank paper, I would like that a little bit more. but I do like some of the pre-made sections that they created for me. So like the recipe notes, there is also a section for cataloging inks. Now, this would have been nice to have a lot more of this if you want to use a planner for ink collection. There's only 4 pages of the ink swatching areas, so not a lot, but again, I'm not going to be using it for inks. For my health and fitness tracker, I like that, again, the way this is structured is perfect for me because I want to track the meals that I eat as well as the calories, and then 2, I want to track what I do for fitness or exercise. So there's this empty white space here I can use for either one of those. Like I can track the meals that I ate up here and then track the exercising that I did down here. It's like perfectly split for those 2 things that I need, and I just need those 2 things. And so I think it's a perfect journal for that, a perfect planner for that. So that's why I bought 2 of them. And I bought them directly from Hours Studio in Taiwan. So they were like, what, $17 each? Maybe even less than that. This journal does retail for about $31 on Yoseka. So almost double the price if you buy it here. Shipping was a bit higher, but not so bad. So the fact that I got 2 of these along with some other products, it kind of made up for shipping. So all right, so these are my 2 main planners for 2025. And then these are my 3 journals for my fountain pen hobby, journaling, writing, ink, memory keeping. Yeah, I'm very, very excited for what's to come in 2025 and being able to, just continue to manage what I need to do in the future. I have not found planner piece. I know that a lot of people like their planner piece to be everything in one planner, which, is it's a very efficient thing to do. And then other people like to have tons and tons of planners. For me, I think 2 planners is good enough for what I need. And the rest are just journals to make use of my pens and inks. So let me know down in the comments what your plans are for 2024. How many planners you have, or if you are a 1 planner kind of person, how many notebooks you got, or if you're a person who's like, I cannot have enough paper and notebooks. and do you prefer simple notebooks, or do you like cute, pretty decorated notebooks? What is your jam? So let me know down in the comments all that. If you enjoyed your time here with me, please leave a like and comment down below, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Thank you so much for joining me in this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.